Hello and welcome back to my book nook where I talk about all things stories. Welcome back to Book Nook Entertainment. And that's right, it is time for round two of the K-pop Readathon. I am currently filming in a different corner of my living room because I put my Christmas tree up and I thought it was pretty with the lights, so I wanted to film in front of it. But today I'm going to be announcing round two of the K-pop Readathon, and I am so excited for this round. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this. So this does build off of the previous rounds. If you haven't done it, feel free to go back and do the other one, or if you want to try to speed run it between now and January 1st, because that is when round two starts. We start this on January 1st and it will go through the entire month. And I'm so excited. So the premise of this round of the readathon, so the first one, we were recruiting everybody, we were building our teams. Now we have to debut. So you were going to be debuting with the members that you recruited from last time. And how are we going to do that? Well, I'm glad you asked. So the way we are going to be recruiting is twofold. So from now on, there will always be a music aspect of the readathon because it is K-pop centered. We want to enjoy our K-pop, right? But also books, because that is what the readathon part of it is. So we'll start with the music part of it. So you're going to pick a song. It does not matter which song it is, other than it has to be sung by at least one member that you recruited. So for example, in the first round, I only recruited the 8 members of Stray Kids, which means my song that I choose has to be sung by Stray Kids because that's the only options that I have. I do know that there were people that I was talking with in the comments and friends and whatnot who recruited from multiple groups. So say you have somebody from Stray Kids and Blackpink and ATEEZ, you could choose a song from any of those groups for your debut song. It does not have to be something that everybody has sung because that's just physically impossible. So you're gonna pick a song, a singular song, and you're gonna debut no matter what. But because this is our fantasy world and we like to do what we want, we're gonna see if we can make the charts. Making the charts is going to be a lot easier than you think it is. So if you learn the lyrics to the chorus, yes, any English, Korean, Japanese, whatever language is spoken in that chorus, as long as you learn the chorus, you will top the chart. You'll come in at the charts at the ranking 5. You'll come in 5th on the charts. Say you want to go first, so how do you get from 5th to 1st? How do you top the charts? Well, you learn an additional member's part in that song. So for Stray Kids, for example, I learn the chorus and then I want to go up the charts. So maybe I learn Felix's part from verse 1. You'll see why I'm specifying that. Cool. I've learned one member's part. I'm now up to 4th. I'm 4th on the charts. But then I learn Bang Chen's part, and so now I'm up to 3. And then I learn Sungmin's part, and I'm up to 2. And then I learn Ian's part, and I'm up to 1. But I really am struggling with learning, like, say, Han's part or whatever. But I really like Felix's part in verse 2. So I'm going to go learn Felix's part in verse 2. And now I've topped the charts. I'm at the top. It does not matter. You don't have to learn each member's parts for the entire song. It's just for that chunk of the verse. So say they only say 8 words in verse 1 and you learn those 8 words, that counts. And then say they have another part in verse 2. Those are separate parts that you can learn. So you can learn those parts. I will say, if there is a part of the song that repeats, so for example, Chick Chick Boom with Stray Kids, you have Bang Chen's line, like kind of like the pre-chorus. If you can learn that one time and have it count, I think having to learn it learning it a second time because it's literally the exact same words, I feel like that's cheating just a little bit. So I personally wouldn't count it, but also this is your readathon, you do what you want with it. So that is the music side of it. So that's how we're going to debut with our song, and we're going to climb the charts. How are we going to do with the members though? What are we doing with the reading part of it? Because you can't read, I mean, you can read the lyrics, but like, how are we going to bring the members and the reading involved? Well, we're going to figure out what their debut looks are going to be. What are they going to look like for this comeback, this debut? What are they going to look like? And so you are going to pick their hair color, just because I had to simplify to one thing. Pick their hair color based off of the books that you read. And the hair color has to be a color that they have actually done in real life. For female artists, I know a lot of them also wear wigs. the wigs count. As long as there is a picture of them that they have had that hair color, whether other their actual hair or a wig, it counts. Um, and there are different levels of this. I pulled some books to show an example. Um, Almost all the Korean like singers of K-pop, their hair is naturally going to be black or brown. Most of them are black, or at least they've had black hair at some point. I don't know if there's a single K-pop artist that hasn't had black hair at some point. So black is going to be a really easy color to choose, no matter what genre you read. And here's why. I have Mate by Ali Hazelwood shown here. This black is, you can argue black is the predominant color of this cover, right? You have got the black, the green, the silver, and white. Like those are the four colors. With this book, because there are four separate colors, you could in theory recruit, or like you could in theory have those be the four colors for the hair colors and whatnot for your thing. I will be creating a TBR video where you will see Mate definitely is used a few times. But you can see this book is predominantly black. So this would be an easy one to do for your members. However, it might get a little bit tricky if you're trying to use multiple parts for multiple books, because you can use one book multiple times, right? So for this one, you've got the black of the main part of the front cover. You've got the wolf that's two. You can technically say the outline of the female character as three, but that's, hey, like it's there. Like there is a black outline. It's thin, but it is technically there. Maybe you want to use the back cover as another one and like the barcode. You can, but you know, use it up to your own. It does not have to be this black though for it to count. For example, I then have the fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. And you can see predominantly I would say this is lavender. This would be great for Lavender Bangchen, who we currently have right now. It's great. But then we also have some other colors, right? So you've got the green. I know, you know, Hyunjin and Changbin have both have had green. It does also when I say green, it does not have to be this exact shade of the color. It just has to be close enough. But say we want to go with the black still because that's just easy. You've got the black in the hair, right? You've got the pants. You've got the shoes. You've got the stethoscope that I almost forgot. You've got the Soul. Cool, great. Also flip it over. We've got the barcode. Like there's so many things of black, and it does not matter. It does not have to be on the front cover. It can also be on the spine or the back. If you're reading an ebook or an audiobook, unfortunately that does make it a little bit more difficult because you just have the front cover, but any amount of that color counts. I'll show you some more. We're still on the black train. Looking at this front cover, there is no black on this. I looked very close. There is no black on The King of Wrath by Ana Wong on the front cover. And if there is, it is so minuscule, I missed it because that is not black. It's like a brown. When you turn it to the side, however, the publisher logo is in black. So we have black. But then also when you flip it to the back, all the text is in black. So black is a really easy color to find. And again, it is almost, I was scouring my shelves trying to find a book that did not have black on it. You'll see how I got to this, right? The front cover, there's no black on this. Turn it to the side because that's a white publisher logo. There's no black. The barcode is almost always in black. So pretty much any book you pick up will have black on it. If you find a book that doesn't have black anywhere on it, let me know what it is because I am very curious to know. The only books that I have in my collection that I am aware of that don't have black on them at all are these 4 books that I picked up in France earlier this year. These books are in French though, so I wouldn't personally be able to read these because I don't speak French. I could look at the pictures, but I don't speak French. The cover, like the ones that I have, they are a solid color with foiling on the front. So, you know, I've got the yellow, the white, and the blue. Same thing on the back, the yellow, the white, and the blue. There is no black because the barcode was a sticker that I removed. So if I had the sticker still on here, it could count, but it's not here anymore. So there is no black on this book. So this would not count for black. But these are the only books that I have in my collection that don't have black on them. So I feel like this is going to be not as hard as you would think it is. If you were trying to search for a specific color, right? Like if you were like Oreo haired, no, because you've got the black then. Say you want to go with red haired Wooyoung or red haired Yoonjin or whoever, right? And you want the red. Maybe you might have a little bit more difficulty finding red. But I mean, that's also still a pretty common color. I don't I mean, I'm pretty sure I have red on like every cover that I just showed up for the most, or like at least half of these or whatnot. But black is on like everything. So at the very least, you can default to the black. And also, just because I know someone is probably gonna ask, just because you choose that color, that look for the debut now, does not mean you can't use it again in the future. Um, for example, Felix. He almost always has blonde hair. I mean, he has had some variations, but for the most part, he is blonde most of the time. There are certain K-pop artists who use their natural hair most of the time. I'm thinking like Sungmin and Han and Jungho, like those boys, they like their natural hair color. They have it most of the time. So there's no limit. If you use one color this round, does not mean you can't use it for a future round. So that is the basics of this readathon, right? You're going to pick a song, you're going to learn the lyrics. The more parts of the song that you learn, the higher up the charts you go. For the books, you're going to choose your debut looks based off of the hair colors from colors they've used in before and having the colors chosen from the book covers. That is the basics. I am also very excited to say that I am bringing back my bingo board for this round. I'm gonna like scooch over just a little bit so I can like shove it up here. So I have made two tweaks to it. One of them is purely cosmetic. You'll see the graphics, the decals and whatnot have changed. These are all kind of like Lomo, like photo cards that my friend Tristan has made. So their handle is Local Art Somniac on all socials. I will type their name here, but they are the one who did all of these arts, and they have given me permission to use them for the bingo board. So thank you to them. Also go check out all of their social. Their art is amazing. I absolutely love it. But I have also changed one of the prompts, and that was to learn the lyrics to a new to you K-pop song. And once I actually got into it, I realized how much more difficult that challenge was than I thought it would be. So we're just changing it to learn the lyrics to a K-pop song. To cross off that bingo board, you do still have to learn the entire song. However, I feel like that is a lot easier than learning a new to you song, because then you'd have to figure out which song that you haven't heard more than 3 times that you want to actually learn the lyrics to. So we're just changing it to learn the lyrics to a K-pop song. You can already know the words to part of the song. It doesn't matter, it counts. So use it as you will, but that prompt has changed. I will quickly go through each of the prompts just to kind of give you a rundown, a reminder of what each of the spots are, and I will post this on a community tab so you can download and print the bingo board as well. But you're gonna listen to a K-pop song. This is gonna be super easy because as part of the readathon, you're gonna learn, you're going to pick a K-pop song to debut with. So this one's basically a no-brainer. It's pretty much a free space. The second one is listen to a K-pop album. Same rules as last time. You have to listen to the album in its entirety. It does not matter how, it has to be an album though. It can't be an EP. It does have to be classified as an album. So Stray Kids just released Do It. Unfortunately, that is technically classified as an EP, so that does not count. However, Karma does. So go pick an album, listen to it. There are albums with very few songs on there. There is, like I said last time, there is at least one album that I am aware of. It is classified as an album according to the artists and YouTube Music and all that. That only has 3 songs on it. You listen to the entire album, you listen to those 3 songs, it counts. After that, like I said, we have the learn the lyrics to a K-pop song, right? That is the one that has changed just slightly. And then last one on that first row is listen to a new to you K-pop group. So you gotta listen to just one song. Ideally, someone you have never heard a single song to. However, if it is not one that you have voluntarily searched out on your own, they will count. So for example, I've watched Kingdom a few times. However, I have never sought out listening like SF9. I have not heard any of their songs outside of Kingdom. So if I went and listened to one of their songs, that would count for this category. Second row, we're kind of getting into more of the cultural aspects of it because we want to honor the culture and learn about it, right? So first we're going to practice Hangul. Last time I put in the link to a video that I found extremely helpful that it's basically learning the Hangul alphabet in like 15 minutes or something like that. It's super helpful, super well done. So I will put that in there. Highly recommend that one. You don't have to use that one. That's just the one that I like. The second one is learn a new phrase in Korean. It does not matter how you learn it. It does not matter if it is work appropriate or not. Some people, want to learn cuss words. Cool. I wouldn't recommend saying those to people, but you know, if that's what you want to learn, then I mean, at least you're learning a new language to start. It's a starting place. Um, Next one is eat Korean food. It's pretty simple. There's a lot of amazing Korean food. It does not matter what you eat, but eat some Korean food. And that could potentially be very easily done by the next prompt, which is make Korean food. If you go to Korean barbecue or a hot pot place or anything like that where you are still somewhat actively making the food, it counts. It does not have to be that you are in your home kitchen making the food. However, if you are, awesome, even better. Let me know what you make because I would love to know. Next, we're going to the third line now. We have learn the choreography to a K-pop dance. Pick a song, learn the choreography to the best of your abilities. You don't have to have it completely memorized. Like if you still have to follow along, that's fine. Also feel free to like Google what is the easiest choreography to learn because definitely there are some that are easier than others. Next one, also super easy. Freestyle dance to K-pop. Just put on a song, probably the first one, you know, because you're marking it off, and just freestyle, just vibe, just move, groove. Doesn't matter. Just freestyle dance. Enjoy yourself. Next, you're going to watch a YouTube video spoken in Korean. Korean has to be the main language that is spoken. If it is mostly in English with a little bit of Korean, it does not kind of needs to mostly be in Korean. There are so many videos, and pretty much any of the K-pop groups, most of them have a YouTube channel where they have at least a vlog where they're speaking in Korean. Watch one of those with subtitles. Boom, there you go. Next, watch a K-drama. They are everywhere. Since I made this board multiple months ago now at this point, I have discovered that K-dramas are everywhere. At least here in the US, I have a lot of access to them. There are some on YouTube. Well, I don't know if they're on YouTube, probably, but they're on Prime. They're on Netflix. Where else do I have some saved? I think Hulu. Like they're everywhere. They're fairly easy to find. So watch a K-drama. Next, and then the last row we have read a manhwa. If you don't know what a manhwa is, it is kind of basically Korea's version of a manga. It's just in Korean, so it's a manhwa. They're super easy. You can also like check one out at the library. You don't have to buy one for this. You can also read an ebook version of it. So I read the Blood Altar, the Dark Moon, or something, Dark Moon Blood Altar, something like that. It was Hyde's like Enhypen one that they have, or at least one of the ones that they have. I read that online on Webtoons, and it counts. I didn't need to physically have it, but I read it. That does count. Next up, you're going to watch a variety show. Again, a lot of the K-pop artists that you may watch or listen to have some sort of variety show that is on YouTube for you to watch. Not all of them, but there are a lot of them. So find one, watch a episode. You don't have to watch, like, for example, ATEEZ, theirs is called Wanties, and there's like 40 something, I think 41 episodes. You do not have to watch all of them to count, just one count works. But, you know, if it's a group that you like, you may end up watching more than one. Next, last two kind of, a lot of times you might end up being able to read at the same time, but you may not. First is read a book by a Korean author. A lot of manhwas are written by a Korean author, so you might get that one. And then read a book with a Korean main character. Pretty self-explanatory. Why do we have this bingo board? Well, part of it is to embrace the culture, love the culture, but also we do get a little bit of incentives if we complete the board. So if you get a bingo in any direction, any combination, you get a bingo. That is a free recruitment for whatever member. And so we had a free recruitment, so now it's just a free pick, basically. It's, you know, it's kind of a free slot of like, okay, cool, I want this person to have this specific hair color, but I can't find that color on a book. If you get a bingo, you can just slot it in, it counts. Also, because, you know, we're trying to diversify our reading, if you read a book by a Korean author or read a book with a Korean main character, that might be the tricky part. It's a Korean main character. If you do either of those two prompts, those are also free slots that you can use for the hair colors and whatnot. So that means if you get that bottom row for that bingo, you've read the manhwa, you've watched a variety show, you've read a book by a Korean author, and you've read a book with a Korean main character. You hit all four of those, that's the bingo, but then also the other two prompts are also. So you get 3 free slots just by completing that bottom row. The bingo board is completely optional, however, highly encouraged. So like I said, I will have this board on a community post so that way you can print it and have one for yourself. I'm going to scooch back over now though, but that is all the information for round 2 of this readathon. I am very excited for it. I cannot wait. Like I said, I will be posting my own TBR video of what I am hoping to read. I will also, again, in that TBR video, have a realistic TBR and then also a ambitious TBR because they're two very different things. But yes, that is it for this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments section down below. If you know what type of prompts or colors that you were searching for, also let me know that. If you know the songs, I would love to just hear what you guys are doing for this video. And once again, thank you, Tristan from the local Artsomniac, for letting me use your art in my bingo board. I absolutely love it, and I'm sure everyone else will as well. But that is it for this video, you guys. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!